Hi, I'm Carrie with Motion O.C. Physical Therapy in Irvine, California, here to talk to you about biceps injuries. So the biceps is the muscle that's located in the front of your arm and it goes up to your shoulder. So it's very common to have two different kinds of injuries. One's a tendonitis, and that's when it gets inflamed. The tendon of the biceps gets inflamed. And the other one's an impingement, and that's when it gets pinched in the shoulder. Both are caused by overuse, so when you bring your shoulder up like this repetitively. So it's very common in overhead throwing athletes such as baseball, also swimmers and tennis players, anything in which you have to bring your shoulder up like this over and over and over again. So some contributing factors to this can be decreased range of motion in your shoulder, poor posture, as well as decreased scapular stability. So when the muscles in between your scapula aren't very strong, so they can't bring your shoulders back like this. So here are some exercises to help with this common injury. So this exercise is called the door stretch. So what you want to do is have both hands up against the door, stand nice and tall, good posture. You're going to act like you're stepping through it, okay, until you feel a stretch. You want to feel a stretch kind of in your chest up here, because it's a stretch for this muscle up here. So when you're holding it, hold it for 30 seconds, do it twice, and that is called the door stretch. So this exercise is called the posterior capsule stretch. It's a stretch for your shoulder to stretch the posterior capsule, which is in the back of the shoulder. So what you're going to do is have your arm come across just like this. You should feel a stretch right about here. So once you feel the stretch, hold it for 30 seconds and then do that twice. So once again, this is called the posterior capsule. So this exercise is called I's, Y's, and T's. So what you're going to do is lay down, like if you're on a bed or something. Okay, you're going to have your arms first out in front making I's. So you're literally making an I with your hands. So all you're going to do is come to about shoulder length with your thumbs up. And you're going to do that 10 times. Okay, and then you're going to make a Y. So you're literally make a Y with your hands. So you're going to come out to the side just like this. Once again, do that 10 times. And then you're going to come down here and make a T with your hands. So it's like this, which is why it's called I's, Y's, and T's. And you're going to do that 10 times. You should feel it more in the back, kind of by your scapular region. Okay, and then you want to make sure you're doing this so there's no pain the whole time. And once again, these are called I's, Y's, and T's. So this next exercise is called Bicep Curls. So it's exactly what it sounds like. Okay, you're going to have your arm just like this. You're going to have your elbow against your side, and you're just going to bring it up like this, and then slowly down. You want each curl to be nice and slow. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can use a weight like this, no more than 3 pounds. You can also just use just your arm to start with. You can also use like a can of soup, whatever you have around the house that's kind of heavier that you can do without causing any harm to your biceps, okay? So for each one, you're going to do 2 to 3 sets of 10. And once again, these are called the bicep curls. So for this exercise, it's called Scap Squeezes. So what you're going to do is have your hands just like this with your elbows on your side, palms up. You're going to go out and in, out and in. So you should actually feel it for the muscles back here in between your scapulas. Okay? So each one you do, you want to try and feel it there and then come back. You're going to do this 2 to 3 times or 2 to 3 repetitions for 10 times each. Once again, these are called the scapular squeezes. So this exercise is called shoulder flexion. So what you're going to do is you can start without a weight first. So you're going to have your arm just to your side, keeping your elbow nice and straight. You're going to lift it all the way up and then all the way back down. Okay? If you're using a weight, you can use anything less than 3 pounds. You can also use like a can of soup or something like that if you don't have weights at home. So what you're going to do, keeping the elbow straight, is up and then down. So this is working your biceps here in the front, and we want to do it 2 to 3 sets, 10 reps each time, okay? And this is once again called shoulder flexion. So for the exercises we just did, just know that it's a generalized program. It doesn't take into consideration your individual differences. So if they're painful at all, we recommend that you stop what you're doing and go seek further evaluation. But for these exercises and this injury in general, we recommend that you stretch, 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 because that's very important for this one. And then once again, just stop if anything becomes painful. If you are interested in getting physical therapy, it is covered by insurances, and we're more than willing to help you out. Our website is inmotionoc.com, and we'll see you soon.